Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to another new episode of Home Media Reviews. This review is on a film's title which I cannot say without stuttering, Die Hard. There's going to be a lot of editing for me during this review, but I'm going to power through it. It's going to be okay. This review is going to be awesome. Almost as awesome as this movie, although I don't think I could ever hope to be as awesome as Die Hard. Hey, I said it right that time! Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the history section of Die Hard. So, as I mentioned last week, Die Hard has an extensive history on home media products, so I apologize in advance if this history section is absurdly long, because there are so many f***ing releases of this movie. But it all started back on July 15th, 1988, when Die Hard first hit theaters. Its first VHS release was, I believe, a year later, in 1989. It was then reprinted after CBS, Fox, and Fox Video had finally settled on their name of 20th Century Fox in 1995, and it was also included in a Die Hard Trilogy 3-pack on VHS, including both Die Hard, Die Hard 2, and Die Hard 3. 11 years after it hit theaters, Die Hard would release on DVD in 1999, my birth year. It would then be reissued in July of 2001. This was also when the rest of the trilogy hit this format as well, in the Die Hard Ultimate Collection. There was another single disc DVD reissue in September of 2004, 3 years after the first reissue. And then there was another trilogy set in January of 2006. Let's see, how many copies are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 copies so far. There was yet another single disc DVD reissue in June of 2007. However, there was a steelbook version of this that was also available, but that was released on June the 5th, so that's weird. Also, it's weird for DVDs to get steelbooks. Nowadays, we think of Blu-rays having steelbooks, but no, DVDs actually have some too. Also, on that same day, which was June 19th, I don't remember if I said that earlier, but on June 19th, 2007, we got the Die Hard Collection. There was another Ultimate Collection, which included Live Free or Die Hard, released in May of 2008. Another thing called the Die Hard 4 Film Collection in October of 2014. But if we jump back to 2007, November of 2007, Die Hard was released onto the Blu-ray format, and there was also a 4-movie collection released on that day. I presume Blu-ray. Die Hard is included in a lot of multi-packs, if you haven't noticed, mostly with its own franchise. There was a single-disc Blu-ray reissue on January 29th, 2013. Also, a 5-film Legacy collection was also put out on that day, Blu-ray as well, and this included A Good Day to Die Hard, which had just hit theaters the previous year and stunk up everything because that movie sucks. There was another Legacy collection released in the same year, 2013, but in June of 2013. There was a 5 Blu-ray bundle released in September of 2013. I'm guessing this is not a Legacy collection. It's just kind of, hey, you can buy all 5 Blu-rays separately and get them together in this one little pack. There was another single disc Blu-ray in May of 2014 that included a brand new slipcover. The Nakatomi Plaza 3D Model 5 film set came out in October of 2015, and this version of the film is awesome. It comes with a replica of the Nakatomi Plaza that houses the 5 Blu-rays, and it's pretty sweet. I've seen it in person, have not picked it up though because I'm not that crazy, but it's awesome. Anybody out there who does have it, you're lucky. I have here in my notes, another Legacy collection was released on February 7th, 2017. And then I have here, another f***ing Legacy collection was released on May 13th, 2018, but this one was included in a steelbook. case. Then, 2 days after that other Legacy Collection came out, we got the 4K version of Die Hard for its 30th anniversary. That was on May 15th, 2018. We also had another Blu-ray reissue as well as a regular Blu-ray steelbook with some pretty awesome simplistic poster art on it. And then later on that same year, we had another Blu-ray reissue in October of 2018, but this one had some cool holiday artwork on the slipcover to get you ready for Christmas, even though that was put out in October. And then finally, to wrap this up, we have another Blu-ray reissue, but this one includes a DVD in February of 2019, the most recent reprinted version of this film. God, so many versions of Die Hard! You can tell that Fox really loves to put out this movie in multi-packs with its own trilogy, its own 4-packs, and its own 5-packs with those fucking Legacy Collections. Those things are the bane of my existence. So, that's your absurdly long history of Die Hard. It has thrived on the home media marketplace. Let's go ahead and jump right into the close-up section of Die Hard. Alright folks, here's your close-up look at Die Hard. This is going to be a really hard episode of the show because I can't say Die Hard without stuttering just a little bit. But to start off, we're going to be taking a look at the Die Hard 4-disc collection, meaning that this includes Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Live Free or Die Hard. And there's Bruce Willis on the front with a scene from Live Free or Die Hard where he crashes the car into the helicopter, and that was really weird because that movie was not very good. Here's the side, 20th Century Fox logo, Die Hard 4-disc collection, DVD logo. That's right, we're starting off with DVD this week, meaning we will have multiple copies to look at in this HMR here. 4-disc collection, Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Live Free or Die Hard, all listed there on the back along with the UPC code. Slide off the pretty nice slipcase, actually. Same artwork underneath. Pretty much the same side. There we go. And then pretty much the same back, except the blurbs are shortened, and it now includes the ratings of each film, which is not really hard, except for Live Free or Die Hard, which is PG-13. But it does include the unrated cut, which isn't really all that much better, because that movie's not great. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the first Die Hard, which is amazing. Open this up here. You got some cast and crew information about Die Hard and Die Hard 2. There's the first disc, the first Die Hard there. Pretty neat artwork. There's Die Hard 2. Die Hard with a Vengeance. And then Live Free or Die Hard. And then there's some other cast and crew information for Die Hard with a Vengeance and Live Free or Die Hard. So that is the first copy of Die Hard I have here on digital video disc. Oh, also I should probably, there's the top, and then there's the bottom. So next up is a copy I own on Blu-ray, although it is in another compilation. But this compilation is pretty cool because it includes the entire Die Hard saga, meaning that this has the 5th one, because if you didn't notice on the previous set, didn't include the 5th Die Hard film, which in my opinion makes that set better because the 5th Die Hard is just absolute garbage. But here's the steelbook version of the Die Hard collection. Pretty simplistic artwork there on the front, but I love it. You've got an outline of John McClane there with some bullet holes around him. The side, 20th Century Fox logo again, Die Hard collection. Is a shotgun case there, or just a regular bullet case. And then the back includes several cases for bullets that include each of the names of the films on them. If we pop this open, you'll notice, hey, wait a minute, there's only 2 discs in here. Well, not really. There's your first disc, Die Hard. Take this disc off. There's Die Hard 2 right underneath there. Yeah, they double stacked this side and triple stacked this side. So if we take out Die Hard 2's discs, yippee, I wonder what this side's going to say. A Good Day to Die Hard, All these discs have the same artwork to them. It's just blue with the name of the film and the Blu-ray disc logo underneath it. Die Hard with a Vengeance. And then Kaye. I'm sad that they didn't put motherfucker on there. That would have been funny though. But before we move on here, I wanted to show you all the back piece that would have gone over top of your steelbook, because I still have it here. Allow me to bend it back over. Here we go. It says it there at the top, limited edition steelbook, Blu-ray plus digital, and yes, it does have a digital code. It includes a code to unlock all 5 films. Unlike the DVD set, which this one's code, which I threw away a long time ago, only came for a code for one of the movies. You can unlock one of the movies on a digital copy platform, which I thought was stupid. But anyway, there's the top. And then there is the back with your UPC code, along with some tech specs and stuff down there for each film. Also a little advert for Movies Anywhere, and copyright information down at the bottom. And there's the steelbook once again. Inside of the insert though, just flatten this back out here, you do get some cast and crew information for each of the films. And this is made of a thicker cardstock material than other steelbook, I don't know what you'd call this, info cards, the back of it. I don't know. It's made of a thicker cardstock, so I think it'll last longer. The last release of Die Hard that we'll be taking a look at here is the 4K release, the standard 4K release, which was released in 2017, I want to say. If it's not released in 2017, you'll already know from the history section that came right before this section. But regardless of what year this was released in, it was released to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the film. So 4K Ultra HD up at the top, 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray plus digital there. Really cool noir style photo of Bruce Willis in front of the Nakatomi Plaza. Bruce Willis Die Hard 30th anniversary. Ultra HD Premium, basically just a fancier way of saying, hey, this has got HDR. 20th Century Fox logo. Bruce Willis again. Die Hard. Ultra HD. You'll notice how similar this looks to the Logan side, if you remember that HMR. That's because all Fox 4K releases are pretty uniform, and I kind of like that about them. Ultra HD, the ultimate movie watching experience at home. Blurb about the film. Another noir-esque picture of Bruce Willis on top of the Nakatomi Plaza, right next to the UPC code. Thrilling, says David Anson of Newsweek. He's correct. Tech specs about the 4K disc. Tech specs about the Blu-ray. Or just bonus feature information about the Blu-ray. Advert for Movies Anywhere. Rating. All that good stuff. Take off the slipcover. Pretty much the same underneath. Same on the side. And pretty much the same on the back, except the noir picture has been squished just a little bit to make room for more tech specs, more cast information, and more legalese down at the bottom. There's your 4K. Looks pretty simple. And there's your Blu-ray. I do have the code. It's just, I don't have it on me right now. It looks like a standard digital copy code. Do you guys really need to see that? So that's your close-up. Let's go ahead and transition into our menu tour of Die Hard. Alrighty, everybody. Here's your menu tour for the DVD version of Die Hard. Let me just prove to you that the DVD is indeed in the Xbox. There's the empty case. Alright, so we have our main DVD menu here. We have play, movie, language selection, special features, and scene selection. Let's take a look at the language selections. This is a very old style menu with, you know, the 3D building and all that. DTS English, English 5.1 surround sound, French Dolby surround sound, and a commentary by the director, I'm assuming. Subtitles, you have English, Spanish, or none. You can also play the movie from this menu if you so choose. Special features. What kind of special features do we have on this? Commentary, text commentary, don't know what that is. Extended branching version. Maybe that's like an I have no idea what that is actually. And then scene selection will be pretty standard. And as you can see on your screen, there's a total of 55 chapter selections in this. So this film is pretty much split up as much as it can, because this is only about 2 hours, if I remember correctly. you can pretty much skip to whatever area you want to in the film. So that is the menu tour for the standard DVD version. Let's go ahead and move on to the standard Blu-ray version. Alright, here we are for the Blu-ray menu of Die Hard. I've taken the Blu-ray from the Steelbook version, the Die Hard Ultimate Collection here. There's where it would be if it was actually in the Steelbook. We will not be looking at the Blu-ray from the 4K version, as it's pretty much the exact same menu and such as on this version here. So, here we go. We got play, special features, scenes, and setup, and already a more animated menu than the DVD version. Special features menu, commentaries, personal scene selections, the newscasts, interactive still gallery, trailers and TV spots, Fox on Blu-ray, and D-Box. So a whole lot more special features than on the DVD, of course. Scenes, same amount of scenes as on the DVD, which is intriguing, but this, of course, has it in a more interactive light. They all do have names, though, which I like. You know, you've got little subtitles for each scene, uninvited guests, separation anxiety. You know, those don't have to be there, but it's nice that they are. And setup, English 5.1, English Dolby Surround, French 5.1, Spanish 5.1, commentary by John McTiernan, scene-specific commentary by Richard Edlin, probably a production artist on the film. Subtitles, you can get commentary from the cast and crew through subtitles. You don't have to listen to them, you can just read them. English, Spanish, I don't know how to say that. Korean, huh? And then apparently you can also select D-Box from here, which is intriguing. So that's your menu tour of the Blu-ray. I guess I noticed earlier the background scenes have stopped playing. I guess that's standard if you stay on the Blu-ray if you stay on the menu for too long. So that's the Blu-ray. Our last and final menu tour will be on the 4K version. Alrighty, Roo, here we are for our last menu tour for Die Hard. We're here for the 4K. There's the case. There's where the 4K would be. And this one has, I think, the best menu out of all of them, actually. I really like this menu setup. It's pretty standard for every single Fox Blu-ray and 4K release nowadays. We've got, you know, clips from the film rolling in the background and your 4 options down at the bottom. We saw a similar menu to this with Logan. Play, setup, pretty much got the same audio setups as on the Blu-ray, except now we have Dutch, Italian, I don't know how to say that, Polish, I think, and then commentaries by those peeps there. Funny how there's no Dolby Atmos mix that you can select from here. Subtitles, English, Spanish, French, Castellano, Spanish, Dank makes a return, Netherlands, Suomi, Dutch, I'm gonna assume, Italian, Norse, probably some form of Russian, symbols, don't know how to say that, symbols, Polish. I'm being so insensitive to all of these people in these countries. And then so many commentaries in other languages, oh my gosh. Actually, I think it's the same commentary, but translated into other languages. So, search, of course, bookmarks, scenes, exactly the same. Except now you get a little bar to tell you where you are in the film. Same amount of scenes, yes, 55 scenes. And it is a little over 2 hours. Extras, commentaries, that's all you get on the 4K disc. The other more cool extras are on the Blu-ray disc that are included with this 4K release. So, that's your menu tour. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Surprising, I know, but you can still find Die Hard in stores. You can find multiple copies of it in stores. You can find the 4K. You can find the regular Blu-ray. You can even find the Legacy Collection on both DVD and Blu-ray. You can find a Die Hard version at any local retailer for you. If you want it in a multi-pack, go ahead. If you want it in a regular Blu-ray, go ahead. If you want it in a single-disc 4K version, go right ahead. Not single-disc, actually, that comes with a Blu-ray. But if you want it in the 4K, you can get it. There are multiple versions of this film out there on the shelves right now. It is astounding. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I can say yes to this, since it's now, what is it? It's May, right? May or June when this is coming out? I think it's June, actually. It's June! I'm going to say that. And there's still Die Hard stock on the shelves. And I firmly think that they are still printing that last version that was released in February of 2019, this very year. I firmly think they're still printing copies of that. So I'm going to say yes to this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, there's still modern reprints of this out there. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Of course you should, because Die Hard's freaking amazing. Everybody who has reviewed this film has cited one great thing about it, and that's the main lead in Bruce Willis, aka John McClane. This hero, this protagonist, is relatable. He's an everyman. He's a cop from New York who has no special superpowers. He just knows how to shoot a gun really good. But he's an everyman. You can relate to this guy. He's trapped in this situation that's just thrust upon him, and because he actually cares about people, he's gonna try to stop these terrorists. And he's hilarious. Bruce Willis in this movie is hilarious. Sir, this hotline is only supposed to be used for emergencies. No shit, ladies. It's like I'm ordering a pizza. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come to Papa. I'll kiss you down, ladies. Come on. Why didn't you shoot him, John? Because then you'll be dead too, asshole. Think, goddammit, think. Not only is Bruce Willis very good, but his antagonist, Hans Gruber, played by Mr. Alan Rickman. He is pretty good at this role too, playing a pseudo-German terrorist. Just that voice, it invokes so many feelings in the audience. That probably wasn't very good, but I don't care. I found it funny. Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy? Hans is great. He plays a great villain. He plays a smarmy villain, meaning that he's kind of charming the audience along the way as he's being evil. But not only does this film have a great protagonist, and not only does it have a great antagonist, it's got great action. For the most part, the action is in camera. You can see what's happening. There's no shaky cam or anything trying to cover up bad special effects or anything like that. It's all happening right there in front of you, and you can watch it. You can watch it and not get a headache. It's beautiful. It's visceral. It's raw action. It is so good and so entertaining. And honestly, I can't think of a single special effect in this movie that looks dated. I can't think of one. With RoboCop, of course, I love that movie. We've already talked about it on the show, but there's one glaring special effect that everybody agrees is just awful. When Ronnie Cox gets shot and he falls out the window and he grows monkey arms. I don't remember if I talked about that in my review of RoboCop, but there's nothing like that in Die Hard. There's no, obvious CG moments or anything like that. It's all visceral and it all looks real. Even when, spoiler alert, Hans falls off of the building to his death, it doesn't look like it's green screen. I can't see the green screen line or anything like that. It looks like it's all really happening because for the most part it was. These stunts were all filmed in camera with the intention of the audience fully buying into the fact that it's all real. It's all really happening. Also, this movie has a great claustrophobic feel. It all takes place in one tower throughout the majority of the film. You're in these top 5 floors, right? And it never feels too open. It always has this great claustrophobic feel to it. And there's a sense of urgency as John is trying to take out these terrorists as quickly as possible before they kill all their hostages. I can't think of a single negative I have with this film. I really can't. I have a great time every time I watch it. It's such a fun and exhilarating experience. Great lines, great dialogue, perfectly written. It all comes off as so greatly performed, so greatly acted. It's wonderful. Action sequences are great. They're greatly staged. The film has a great claustrophobic feel. Everything about this is just perfect. And that's why for so many years after this, filmmakers went to studios saying, all right, picture this. It's Die Hard, but blank. I mean, if that doesn't prove that your film is a cinematic masterpiece when people are referencing it in their own studio pitches, saying, hey, it's Die Hard, but in a plane. It's Die Hard, but on a school bus. It's Die Hard in a Catholic orphanage. If that doesn't prove that your film is a cinematic masterpiece, I don't know what does. So of course I recommend that you see this movie. It's amazing. And I will say this too. The 4K transfer on this looks pretty daggone good. It looks like it's been tweaked, obviously, but the picture quality still has that film grain look to it, and it still looks like it was shot in the 80s. It doesn't look like it's been DNR'd to crap like Terminator 2 does. It looks really good. I really recommend you pick up the 4K transfer or find a way to watch the 4K transfer. If not, the Blu-ray transfer will suffice. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Anywhere you can find it. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, the 4K is pretty not new. It's pretty old. It's been out there for a while, so $20 for that, maybe $25 if you really want to see it in 4K, which I recommend that you should. The single disc Blu-ray versions, those are a dime a dozen. $5, $10 maybe. The single disc DVD versions, those are also a dime a dozen. 5 or 10 for any of those. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the HMR on Die Hard. I said this film's title a lot better throughout this than I thought I would. I thought I would be stuttering like in an insane amount, but no, I actually did pretty well with that. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that. Good job, Lego Lover. You did it. You said Die Hard well. Except I think during the close-up I stuttered a lot, so I guess it balances itself out. So if this HMR was long, which looking at the raw audio right now, we're only at about 20 minutes in terms of this raw audio here, so it's probably not that long, but let's be honest, it probably is going to be long. If you thought this HMR was long, please be prepared for next week, as next week, we're not covering one film, we're not covering 2 films, we're not covering even 5 films. No, we're going to cover 3. We're going to cover an entire trilogy. You know, I'm actually not going to tell you what trilogy we're covering next week is, but I'll tell you this much. She may not look like much, but she got it where it counts, kid. If you know the answer, put it in the comments. We'll see how many people actually get it. Until then, I'll see you all next week. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!